Welcome to TMZ Live. It's Gay Pride Month, everybody.
Wait, did you forget what?
No.
That's a problem.
It's Gay Pride Month, and there's already a problem.
We just call it Pride Month now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because it's for all the letters, not just the G.
There's a lot of letters.
It's Pride Month, but it is not being celebrated.
Oh, that's why they took that out.
Yes, it is not being celebrated by everyone in Washington, D.C. There is a particular congressman who has now started kind of a war amongst the GOP. The Republican, we told you about Andy Ogles, and his tweet that was pretty simple. It said, "Homosexuality has no place in America. Happy Nuclear Family Month." The reaction to that has been pretty immediate from some very high-profile Republicans.
And intense. That, I gotta say, some of this is surprising, both the positions they take and the anger with which they take those positions.
Speaking of that anger, Representative Mike Lawler, Republican from New York, got him in D.C., and these are the words that he had for Andy Ogles.
Your colleague, Andy Ogles, today wrote on Twitter that homosexuality has no place in America. Agree or disagree?
Disagree, and strongly. Andy has, I'm sure, family, friends, neighbors, colleagues, constituents who are in fact gay or lesbian, and that doesn't make them any less worthy of being an American. And frankly, I just think he's an idiot for saying that. I'll say something to him when I see him.
What are you going to say?
Just what I just said.
That he's an idiot?
Yeah. The idea that somehow they shouldn't exist or they shouldn't be here is frankly outrageous and insulting to so many people.
So Mike Lawler is a moderate Republican, and he represents part of New York, Manhattan. So it's unsurprising that he would take a position, although that was so strong.
Based on what his constituents...
That was super strong.
Right. You could have Republicans who would call out Andy Ogles, but to do it that way and that strongly says a lot. I think it says a lot about how far out Andy Ogles' statement was.
And remember, yesterday we showed you Ted Cruz, who reacted by saying, look, he said he's a libertarian and basically live and let live. And I thought that was interesting because he is far more conservative than Mike Lawler.
Right. So is it shocking at all that Andy Ogles is now trying to walk this back?
He's not trying to walk it back. He's pointing at his staff.
Yeah, so this is what he tweeted late last night. He said, "Earlier today, while working on the farm, my phone began going crazy because of a post made by a member of my comms team. The post was stupid, hurtful, and a complete distraction from my America First focus. The employee has been reprimanded."
That's why it's such nonsense, too, because if somebody went rogue and tweeted something so incredibly offensive
that you
like
thought was
that,
actually offensive,
you would fire them immediately.
Fire them immediately.
Reprimanded.
That's not a, oh, don't do it again thing. And so he has said things like this in the past.
Yes. I mean, I don't think it's a stretch to say that Andy Ogles is not pro-LGBT. He is not in any way. But what he said yesterday goes a step beyond.
To point at his comms team.
What does his team say? I mean, they've got to be furious with him. They've got to be so upset.
Yeah, they've...
Right? Like, you're throwing me under the bus?
I know that, I will just say
you've
this.
Got some insight here.
We've been trying to, obviously, to contact Congressman Ogles. We've sent our TMZ DC guys to try and talk to him. They were not able to. Obviously, now we know he was in Tennessee.
He's on the farm.
But he's supposedly back today.
Is he?
And Charlie's on the case trying to find him.
I hope he finds him.
But I got to say, blaming it on the comms team is, well, as
what
I
are you
said,
talking about? Blaming it on the comms team is the most DC thing. That's just what they do.
But it's so transparent. It's like, really?
It's like the Hollywood star who says, "Oh, I was dehydrated." That's
It's exactly that.
Oh,
It's exactly that.
I passed out because I was dehydrated.
Precisely that.
Yes.
This is not going to play out well for Ogles at all. And what Lawler said, He absolutely is angry. He's angry because he probably has somebody that he knows in his life, somebody in his family, somebody he cares about that is LGBTQ. And that is a lot of Republicans in the party. Now, this Republican Party has not been seeking major LGBT regression on equal rights, but it is the minority that's happening within them that is using the divide in our country right now, that is using this divide and this administration to push their personal agendas that are not for all Americans.
Well, what
And
you're really,
American
what you're
people can
really
see it.
saying is the extreme side of the party is pushing an agenda that is really kind of upsetting a lot of people who are in the middle. You could make that argument on both sides because most people live in the middle.
Right.
And what we hear are tweets like that.
Right.
That comms team.
Damn comms. Taylor Swift's relationship with Travis Kelce has been incredibly good for her. And I don't mean business-wise popularity. Yes, she's now known to every NFL fan. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about how it has expanded her mind as far as who she includes in her circle. And we know this because yesterday we broke a story about who is going to be going to their wedding.
I'm confused by this, so I'm
very
listening. I'm listening.
surprisingly, one of her closest friends, who she had had a falling out with years ago, is now back in, and that would be Karlie Kloss.
So wait a minute. So hold on. She famously, the two of them famously split, allegedly
Over
because
politics.
she got engaged at the time to one of the Kushners.
Yes.
And
Kushners, Josh Kushner, brother of Jared Kushner.
did not align with Taylor's political views. So you're saying that Travis, who may not share the same political views as
that
Taylor, made her
because-
more tolerant of the opposition.
That's why is Karlie Kloss back in? I think that Taylor being engaged to Travis meant that she had to be friends and get to know all of his teammates, who some of them have differing politics, and we know
Could it be
that Patrick Mahomes?
Could it be Travis too? Could it be the Kelce
Maybe it's
family?
Travis, but listen, she had to deal with Patrick Mahomes and his wife, and we know their politics.
Right.
And she's been, hey, that's fine. She hangs out with them still. They're good friends. I think she's realized that you can include people who have different political views.
Then she went to Karlie Kloss and said, I was hasty in cutting off our relationship, is what you're saying?
I don't know who went to who.
Well, no, what you're saying
okay,
is
if my theory's right, yes, that she said,
she
you know
would
what?
go to Karlie Kloss.
Or maybe she just sent her an invite.
We also don't know exactly when these
But
two
it is
rekindled.
interesting that they are
It is
back in.
interesting that we're learning that Karlie Kloss receives an invite and she is going to be going because, like you guys said, people know them for not being friends anymore, and Taylor's written songs about her. We're learning a little bit more about also guests that are going to be attending the Tavis wedding. That includes Benson Boone.
I refuse to call it Tavis wedding.
It is a Tavis wedding.
No, it's not. No.
But we also know that Miles Teller and his wife, remember, they were super close. They're not going to be going. So
Right.
to your point, Charles, there are people that maybe she has embraced since being with Travis, but there's also people that have been cut off. Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, they're on the outs. They're most likely not going to be there
Yeah,
as
but
well.
those were specific things that happened where you understand why Taylor would be upset.
I got to say,
Yeah.
it's an interesting theory about Karlie Kloss. That does Taylor say, I am now in a world where I can't start cutting people off because if I do, I'm going to wall off a lot of Travis's world. That's a really interesting theory. I never really thought
People
of that.
have, differing political beliefs. And it used to be that we were okay with being friends with, like, it was not a big deal.
Right. And then we were. Then
we got
it
all
was not
tribal.
okay to do it. And now she's realizing the world's more complicated than that. It can't be black and white that way. That is really interesting.
Huh. Told you I had a take.
Yep.
Hot one.
Sometimes the clock is right. Twice a day it happens.
Wow. Wow.
Honestly, I think it's great that Taylor's inviting Karlie. It's getting unbothered, successful. I do think it's a little weird, though, that they were attached at the hip and then seemingly their friendship vanished. And now Karlie could possibly be meeting Taylor's husband for the first time at her wedding.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, also, one of the other reasons people thought they might have had a falling out had to do with Scooter Braun, because Karlie and her husband Josh hung out with Scooter. They vacationed with him, and that was after Taylor had gone on the attack against Scooter.
I just hope that's not true, that she would be that petty that
But
if you're
she
friends
was,
with somebody...
but if she was, she's put that to the side
Well,
now.
is Scooter coming to the wedding?
All right, now you're getting crazy. Now you're getting crazy.
Coming up.
One of the now two lawsuits that have been filed against Cassie related to
Cassie Ventura,
Diddy's ex, has now revealed something about Cassie's whereabouts. She is no longer in the United States.
Be right back.
One of the now two lawsuits that have been filed against Cassie related to
Cassie Ventura,
Diddy's ex. And these lawsuits have been filed by men who were involved in the freak-offs with Cassie and Diddy. But one of those lawsuits has now revealed something about Cassie's whereabouts. She is no longer in the United States.
Nor has an intent to come back, it appears.
It certainly does not sound like it. So one of these lawsuits that was filed, she responded to it. And in her response, she made it clear to the court that she said, I reside outside of the United States. I do not intend to move back to the United States. And she goes on to say that it would be easier for her to and her lawyers if she could answer anything in court in New York. So as opposed to California. It makes it seem like she's in Europe.
It would seem. This feels so like Ellen DeGeneres, Amber Heard, where it's just like, well, Amber Heard especially, where the spotlight is on her after the trial, just get the hell out.
Yeah, I think she's fleeing the drama, because we do know when she initially filed that lawsuit against Diddy, there's a line in that lawsuit that she was a resident. We know she testified and so forth.
And we saw her in
She
New
certainly
York.
lived here, had a baby here. We saw her here all the time. But to escape that drama completely, she's just like, doesn't want to be around it.
But
and remember, she settled for 20 or 30 million.
You know what I don't understand?
20 million.
She's not living in the United States. Still, that was an international trial. And you would think, we haven't seen a single picture of her outside of the U.S.
The last we heard of her, and we didn't see this, was after, we know that a couple of weeks after she testified, she gave birth.
Right. And we did see her in a car, I remember, in New York.
Right, in New York. And then that was it.
But yeah, I mean, and she's supposedly living somewhere else.
But she has a young child. She has Alex Fine is her new husband. They probably want some stability. It's a zoo in New York with the Knicks and the Diddy stuff.
Like Amber Heard, there are pictures of people in Spain.
People
who've taken
photos
pictures
at a playground and so forth.
Yeah. And nothing. Like nothing.
Fair.
Well, that just means that wherever she went, nobody knew that she went, and so nobody's looking for her.
The difference with Amber Heard is she has a lot of money in her pocket. She can go buy privacy. Amber Heard had a rough go of it, and maybe has just had a local park.
What did she get? 20 million?
She got
20 million from Diddy and 10 million from the Intercontinental.
Right. So she's flush.
She's doing just fine. And
Buy
by
some
the way,
privacy.
after what she had to testify to and the details that came out in that trial, I don't blame her at all. Like, if you had the means to, this would be the time to disappear.
But there's one missing link that you're not talking about. She didn't make the case that the jury ultimately didn't buy. Well, no, but
I don't think
even
that
more
matters
so
to
you
her.
want to get out of there.
I think it matters. I think that matters.
That if he had been convicted for those things,
I think that matters.
that'd be
You think she would've
easier for
stayed?
her.
I think it's easier for her to stay because Diddy could say that all of her allegations, the jury didn't buy.
I agree with you. And it's harder to stay with people who are pro Diddy in the city where you know, your allegations didn't hold up.
I really think that.
Yeah.
Jason Blake. I'm from Maryland. I definitely think she's a public figure, so it was important for her and her mental saneness and be able to like get out and start building a life that was going to encourage her and protecting her family. She was pregnant during the trial, so it only made sense for her to leave and really start afresh with everything that happened and all the information that we know over the past years.
The latest fallout from the Netflix documentary The Crash is that Mackenzie Shirilla's father is now out of a job. A couple of weeks ago, we spoke to Steve Shirilla, the father of Mackenzie, who is the young woman who is serving life sentence for the murder of her boyfriend and one of their friends. And Steve, when we spoke to him, said he had been suspended by his job. He's a teacher, an art teacher at a Catholic school and a Catholic high school. And he had been suspended, he believed, for things that he had said during the documentary. Remember, he had been working since the actual accident happened, which was back in 2022. And there had been no issue with the school, but when the documentary came out, suddenly he was suspended. Well, now we found out this morning he has lost his job. He will not be returning.
I don't know what the laws are in Ohio governing wrongful termination, but
Especially at a
I
private
think
school.
there might be, it doesn't matter. I think there might be a real issue here on exactly why, and although, look, they're saying they're not going to renew his contract, but at the same time, it depends on how liberal the state is in terms of the employment laws. But what did this guy do wrong that would get him canned after the Netflix documentary other than supporting his daughter?
Well,
what did he do wrong?
The only issue with that is Steve came out and spoke to us today. He said that he would not have gone back regardless
He
if
may
he
not
was
have come
given
back,
a
but
contract.
that's kind of beside the point of what I'm saying.
He is saying that he wouldn't resign with them because he's angry about the way they even suspended him at all.
What is it that he did wrong by supporting his daughter that would cause them to suspend him? Because I don't have a good answer
And by
to
the
that.
way, not supporting her in any way that he hadn't been doing for the last 3 years anyway.
That's right.
That's what we asked him that day. Like, did they tell you anything? And he said they had not given him any.
Here's what I think. That the school is running scared like a little scared child. And when they see a documentary and the documentary paints the dad as a bad dad, which I don't see, but a lot of people seem to feel that way, that they're thinking, ooh, we don't want to get blowback, so we'll just make him the
It
sacrificial
can't
lamb.
even be just the thing he said about marijuana, right? He said
That was the one thing, right?
that
they took
he
issue
was.
The marijuana was a big thing for people. And it's like, all he said was, look, I smoked marijuana as a kid. How am I going to control a 17-year-old girl? Kids smoke marijuana. Who is going to argue that they don't? They do. And the idea that he's just being honest and he gets suspended is BS. I'm
Well,
sorry. It's just BS.
And you know that the school, as you say, you described it as they're running scared, but what's really happening is they're probably getting a lot of pressure from other
students, other parents.
Of students at the school.
Then you tell the other parents, butch it up, because we're not going to start firing people.
You know that's not what schools do,
It
right?
doesn't matter.
Especially at a private school where those parents are paying
a ton of money.
probably pretty hefty tuition.
Oh, good.
When they call,
good.
Yeah,
So
you end up.
So they're going to have a litmus test on which teachers get fired. You were mean to my kid. I'm starting a petition to get you fired too. You open that Pandora's box and the inmates run the asylum.
Sound like a kid who went to public school.
I did go to public school.
Right. Okay.
Hi, I'm Nicole from Denver, Colorado, and I actually watched this Netflix documentary, and I don't think Steve said anything outside of the norm of what any regular parent would say to support their child. I also think there's another layer of this, which is freedom of speech. Steve has his freedom to express any opinion he would like to express, and I think the school will come to regret this decision.
But by the way, the freedom of speech really only goes to a government that would suppress
the government
speech.
was suppressing
There's no
right.
legal right. I mean, a school can say, we're going to make you not say certain things and say certain things. They can do what they want. It's a private school. But this is just such BS, and it's such weak sauce on the part of the school to do that.
Coming up.
TikTok, we are still waiting to find out who will be in the mayoral runoff here in Los Angeles.
We don't know whether Spencer is going to get in. Could be him, could be Nithya, but I'm just saying.
If he's in,
I am so depressed.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Donnell Rawlings took TMZ DC on a city tour.
You know what the irony of this is? A black man takes a white person to the White House.
It's TMZ.
TikTok, we are still waiting to find out who will be in the mayoral runoff here in Los Angeles. This was the big night and day, election day, primary day for Spencer Pratt and his efforts to become the next mayor. We don't know yet if he has succeeded. Now, the incumbent,
Karen Bass will be in the runoff. She has enough votes to secure that. Right now, Spencer Pratt is ahead, beating
as we
Nithya
speak right now
Raman
on Wednesday.
However, the mail-in ballots have not yet been counted, all of them. And we know from 2022 the Republican, Rick Caruso, was actually ahead of Karen Bass on election night, but she ended up winning by 7 points
because that many people voted by mail-in, and you can vote mail-in right up until the primary day.
Right, who were Democrats. So we don't know whether Spencer is going to get in. Could be him, could be Nithya, but I'm just saying.
If he's
in, I am so depressed.
And well, hold on, why are you depressed? First of all, if he's in, what happens is now we're going to have the next 5 months where it will be just
AI ads,
AI ads from Spencer and non-AI ads from Karen Bass, but we are going to be inundated. And Spencer Pratt gets to, if it holds the way it is right now, his political profile will increase dramatically just from being in this race for 5 more months.
It'll increase dramatically, but it's an uphill climb because of the nature of LA.
Los Angeles, yeah.
And it's a Democrat city, and he is a Republican, even though he's running as an independent. But I wanted to say that...
Here comes Harvey's depression. We've been dealing with this for days now. This guy's moping around the office.
I'm sorry, but I am just so uninspired by the choices that we have to make in California for governor, for 61 of these people that, it's like who's inspiring? And then you look at the mayor's race and you just think you got somebody who is in office who a lot of people think has just failed. You've got somebody else with absolutely no experience. You've got a Democrat socialist who I don't think is going to solve the problems of the city. No. And that's where we are right now. And it's just depressing to me.
We are, and I obviously know this, I'm pointing out the obvious here, but I think we are reading different things because the people that I see are more inspired than they have been in any other mayoral race that I've seen since I've been here with Spencer Pratt. I think there is a lot of excitement amongst people on the right, maybe some people in the center.
I don't know why those people would be so excited about it. Yeah. I get it if you feel like you just don't like Mayor Bass.
Yeah.
And he's the option you're going to. But why would you be excited for someone, as Harvey said, who doesn't have any experience?
Because he has bold ideas.
They're angry.
It is part anger.
They're angry at the city. I'll tell you, my gym is such a microcosm of LA.
Yeah.
And I listen to we all talk. And people are just angry. They're fed up. And
how is your gym a microcosm of LA? Most of the people, probably 95%.
They're not on the West Side. It's not. They're not.
They're not. So they're coming in from East LA.
There are people who come in from the Valley. Seriously.
East LA.
Wow.
South LA.
Yes, actually. Yes.
Right.
So all I'm saying.
Okay.
All I'm saying is.
And you speak to them?
There is a lot of anger in this city, and I get it.
Yes,
and by the way, Spencer Pratt's ads are great.
Yeah.
And the Batman ad is really cool. But
is it?
It's really cool. But that's what it's
visually cool.
But set that
but
aside.
That's what
he has the what to say the bold things. It's not politically
Does he have the what to fix them?
I think so. It's not politically correct to say, hey, homelessness is not an issue about someone having a bed. That most of these people are there because they are drug addicts.
And you know what? And he's right. I'm not saying.
But I don't think a normal politician won't say that because there's criticism to come with those kind of ideas. That's the excitement.
Karen Bass is right about one thing. Spencer Pratt has never had a job.
Yeah. No. Hey.
That should give you a little bit of pause.
But all experience is not good experience.
Any experience is what I'm talking about, just like any.
He's got life experience.
That's all we want now? Just life experience to run the second biggest city in the world?
Politician first.
I'm
you
not
start somewhere.
saying I'm anti-Spencer Pratt.
I'm saying you have life experience. Could you be mayor of LA?
As a matter of fact, I think I would do a hell of a job.
Oh, God.
And I would throw my hat in the ring.
Now I'm depressed, too.
Marissa Powell Newman. I'm from Houston, Texas. And honestly, I think that it speaks more to the fact that there are certain segments of the population that are willing to vote for a celebrity because there is a cult of celebrity in politics that was created by Donald Trump. And I think it speaks more to that, honestly, than the job that Karen Bass has done so far in LA.
Here's what I'm going to just argue with you.
He's going to disagree with you on that.
Ronald Reagan, not a politician, a celebrity who ran. Arnold Schwarzenegger, not a politician who ran and won. George Murphy, an actor who won. Fred Thompson, who served in the United States Senate. Gopher from Love Boat, Sonny Bono, all before Donald Trump. So this is an older thing than you think of because everybody thinks it's Donald Trump.
Well, it's just he did it on the biggest platform.
Right, but I mean, you can't
All
say
those
that
other people
Ronald
were not.
Reagan, you can't say
Sure.
Reagan and Schwarzenegger are not big platforms.
Not president.
Coming up.
Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, they split up. Then it seemed like maybe they're getting back together. Then they have this very animated conversation, we'll say.
I don't even think that was an argument. You didn't see me like saying
You
it.
seem cool. She didn't.
It's okay. Women get like that sometimes.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, they split up. Then it seemed like maybe they're getting back together. Then they have this very animated conversation, we'll say.
Oh, at that coffee shop.
Outside the coffee shop in Maryland.
She said she was hungry, but I'm not buying it.
Yeah, exactly. She said, look, I was just hangry. Yeah, not a lot of people were buying that. So what does Stefon Diggs have to say about it? A photographer caught up with him somewhere in the D.C. area yesterday. He's training. By the way, does Stefon have a team yet? Nope. No, still free agent. But
Why is that?
He's doing some training. We'll get into the NFL part of it in a bit. Oh. Let's stick to the Cardi angle because that's what he was asked about. What's the status now between you and Cardi?
Stefon, are you and Cardi together? Are you guys back together?
Hey, man.
Are you? How you doing? I just want the world wants to know if you guys are back together.
Bro, this not the time, bro.
That's a beautiful, that's my childhood mother. I love her to death. You understand? But you would have to ask her. Cool.
I have to ask her.
Yeah.
What about from your perspective? Because the argument blew up online and people are wondering if you're back
What
together.
argument?
When you guys were outside the gym.
Oh, I don't even think that was an argument. You didn't see me like saying
You
it.
seem cool. She didn't.
It's okay. Women get like that sometimes.
But so you guys are good?
Great.
Wait a minute. If he says you have to ask her.
You have to ask her.
That's
that means they're
clue.
not.
Yeah.
That means that sounds like he'd be fine with being back with her, but
or he genuinely has no idea because any given day their relationship or how they are with each other changes at all times.
Well,
I mean,
that's
Mother's
true.
Day,
It could have gone back and forth
they are
5
kissing
times.
each other,
That's right,
looking
on Mother's
great,
Day, yeah.
giving gifts, and then a few days later, in front of the coffee shop, you have that.
then you have the blow up. Well, as he said, just women can be that way sometimes. Okay, that statement isn't going to help him in patching things up with her, saying, well, women are like that sometimes. Regardless of the veracity of that statement.
I'm actually curious about why he's a free agent. Because he's a really good player. And I know he had the criminal case, but he was acquitted.
He was acquitted.
So is that why?
No, I just think the Patriots moved on, right?
He will be on a team. It's just a matter of time. I think
But
as the offseason plays out,
going
people
into
want to
summer
get
training. Oh,
right. But it's still only June. I mean, we're talking months from now is when the
You
season
can
will
add
start.
someone like a Stefon, a veteran wide receiver. You can add him in September.
Oh, is that right?
Show him the playbook and
Yeah, but if he's not
comes in.
training,
Well, he is training. That's
the
I
best
think
way to
that's
go
the
about
point.
it is he bypasses training camp because that is the worst part of the season. He does his own offseason
No
workouts.
veteran wants to go to
He has
training
been
camp.
training nonstop, like throughout the entire case and all that. He is in incredible shape.
Almost
He
every
still
time we've
has-
seen video photos of him, he's
so
somewhere training.
what if Cardi says, look, you have strayed, and I'm not going to continue this relationship unless you are planted in my town all the time. So you either choose the NFL or you choose me. What does he do?
He's choosing the NFL.
Yeah, Cardi doesn't pay him.
Does he
The
choose
man's
the
got a
NFL?
job. He's got a career.
I know. Well, no, I mean, that was a legit.
Cardi's always
that was
going
a
to be in
legit
his life.
question.
They have a child together. She will always be there. The NFL, he only has maybe 3-4 more years of being an elite receiver. He's going to take that.
So if she gives that ultimatum, he says, see ya.
Yeah, and I'll see you again in 5 years.
My name is Jazz. I'm reporting from St. Louis, and I think Stefon would be smart to choose the NFL over Cardi. That would make the most sense. And I also think they share a child with each other. So I kind of feel like arguments are essentially going to happen when you share a child with each other, even if they're not in a relationship or back together.
What if she confuses
That's true. They're always going to be in touch with each other anyway.
What if she confuses? Oh, wait a minute. I was mad at Offset, not Stefon. And she she has to juggle. Like, who am I mad at today? I can't remember. Why are you looking that way?
It kind of reeked of, you know how women are.
No, I didn't say that at all.
Former U.S. Congressman George Santos may be going back to prison on a charge of stupidity, felony stupidity. That's not the actual charge, but
it should be.
What he's being investigated for, if true, might be the dumbest crime I've ever seen pulled off. So George Santos now under investigation for insider trading for a prediction market. He went on Kalshi. And he...
How on earth would they catch him on doing a prediction?
According to the officials investigating him, they say that he made a bet on a prediction about himself. How are you going to place a prediction market bet about yourself and think you're going to get away with it?
That's hysterical.
So this all goes back to the State of the Union. And remember that George Santos was removed from his congressional seat and actually sent to prison for fraud.
And pardoned.
And then was pardoned. So he's out. He's got a clean slate. Keep your hands clean, right? Apparently not. So according to the investigators, they say that he placed the wager. The question on Kalshi was, will George Santos attend the State of the Union address? And it was like a 75% yes. The reason it was 75% yes is because before, leading up to the State of the Union, he posted this.
So to all of you like freaking out, like, oh, George Santos, you can't go on the House floor. I cannot go on the House floor when it's in session. That is correct, but I can go on the House floor when it's not in session. I've done some floor tours and whatnot. But you guys forget, I'm going to be in the gallery. I never said I was going to be on the floor.
All right, so he's basically putting it out there that I'm going to be at the State of the Union address.
So everybody was wondering, well, George Santos has lied before, so is he telling the truth now or not? And
well,
that's the bet.
So the investigator, this is the part that's ridiculous.
Is unbelievable.
He laid a wager, allegedly laid a wager, that he would not be at the State of the Union. And then, if you were following him on X, you would know this. During the State of the Union, he posts, watching State of the Union from an airport TV was not part of the plan, blank ML. So his point is, a lot of people actually on X that night kind of saw it happening and said, is he setting up a scheme here, some sort of scam?
So 75% of the people say he's going because he said he was going. He then has better odds to basically decide, I'm not going to go.
And then he bets the long shot.
I'll bet the long shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is the definition, embodiment of insider trading.
It totally is. And when it's about you, it's going to... So, by the way, Kalshi, they're the ones who reported this to the Commodities Trading Commission or something like that, the body that is investigating it. DOJ is now looking into it as well. Kalshi and all of these prediction markets, they are policing themselves because of just
how much
this
money,
sort of
do
thing.
we know how much you made?
Don't know how much it was. Don't know how big or small the wager was. But
I mean, it's on a level, it's just hilarious. That he thought he could get away with this is just
If
nuts.
he did it, we should say, this is all alleged.
Coming up.
Wild times in the Hollywood Hills. According to police, one of the neighbors of Sean Avery, the former NHL star, opened fire on a vehicle on Sean's property.
Be right back.
Wild times in the Hollywood Hills. A shootout.
Them are Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, I guess it's not a shootout unless two people are shooting. But according to police, one of the neighbors of Sean Avery, the former NHL star, he lives in the Hollywood Hills now, and one of his neighbors, according to police, opened fire on a vehicle on Sean's property. His contractor was there doing some work at the house. Sean and his wife were not home, but this neighbor allegedly shot out the tires of the contractor's truck. And police showed up. There was a standoff with the neighbor, apparently, for a while. Sean Avery is not home, but gets wind of all of this that's going on at his house and posts this video with a whole other allegation about his neighbor beyond the shooting.
My crazy neighbor shot out the tires of the contractor building a new deck at the house. So, as this is going on, all right, there's a standoff at the house. He's inside, he's got guns. He calls two hookers and tries to frame me. He sends two hookers up to the house for me. I'm not even there. As a smokescreen.
I don't know if the neighbor actually sent. I don't know who these two women were who came up to the house, but Sean seems to think that they were.
We have some more. We have some more answers. So Sean,
did hookers come to the house?
There were women there are two women
Even
that
the neighbor
that
says
did.
there were
So
two
we
women.
spoke to the neighbor. He is telling us he's out of jail. He got booked for criminal threats.
Okay. Well, he shot a gun.
So he's claiming that he's been very upset with the construction going on at Sean's house. He
Right.
admitted that he lost his temper. And he said
And
they
actually
weren't listening
engaged
to
with
him.
with the contractor,
and he
right.
did shoot at the contractor's car with an airsoft gun, like a little pellet gun. He's claiming it wasn't a real gun. So
Well,
that might
a pellet gun.
It's an airsoft gun which shoots like plastic BBs. That's what he's claiming.
Okay.
And so
Did he send hookers?
So the hooker allegations, he did not send hookers according to
He
him.
denies sending
He
hookers.
does say that when he was being detained, two women walked up and he has no idea who they are. So there were two women.
Two women did approach
at
Sean's
the scene,
house.
but he did
Oh
not
my
send
God.
the hookers.
No, I mean,
I actually don't know
if they're
if they're
not
hookers.
hookers and there's security cameras and he ends up suing, these poor women are going to get dragged into court. Are you a hooker, man? Were you? It's like, oh my God.
We should say we're laughing because nobody was hurt. The contractor was not hit by the pellets or whatever
And we've
was
spoke
fired.
to some neighborhood sources that do say this neighbor has been a menace recently in the neighborhood. So
The neighbor, not Sean.
Not Sean.
'Cause Sean's
Not
had
Sean.
some-
Sean has had issues with
Yes.
his neighbors in the past. He wasn't even home.
I think he's in Mexico shooting a movie.
Yeah, just a wild Hollywood Hills, man. There's always something going on.
Heated rivalry.
Yes, you could say that.
My name is Elena, recording from Toronto. I wasn't there, so I don't know anymore what's been reported. What I can say is that Sean was a great guest on my podcast. He was accommodating, engaging, and very generous with his time. A lot of people who have worked with him off the ice have had positive experiences with him. I think it's important to let the facts come out before jumping to conclusions.
Yeah,
well, he was in Mexico.
Yeah, Sean wasn't even there, so you can't put anything on him for this one. And this neighbor definitely seems like he's had issues with the contractor.
Coming up.
Summer House Reunion, the part 2 aired last night. And one of the more interesting aspects, I'm told, was that Sierra FaceTimed one of West's ex-girlfriends. We're not talking about Amanda, but a girlfriend before Sierra.
We're going back in time.
And they kind of blew up the spot on West.
Be right back.
I got a very interesting tweet. I don't know if it was a tweet or it was an Instagram comment. And I was trying to find it to show it to you this morning. A viewer was very angry at both of us because we don't know anything about Summer House.
I know enough.
And they said that we should stop talking about Summer House and talking it down because because we are old and we don't know this show.
She doesn't like, at least my take, that this is ridiculous.
No,
that
what she doesn't like is that you don't actually watch it and you are rendering judgment on these people.
I know enough to say Sierra is
Whoever
just
that
full of
person
it.
is, they are not going to be happy with this segment because we also don't really know what we're talking about. But I will
we're
tell
gonna
you,
do it.
Summer House Reunion, the part 2 aired last night. And one of the more interesting aspects, I'm told, was that Sierra FaceTimed one of West's ex-girlfriends. We're not talking about Amanda, but a girlfriend before Sierra.
We're going back in time.
And they kind of blew up the spot on West.
Your understanding, like, was it clearly defined when you guys were exclusive?
Yeah, we were literally dating last summer. Like, while you guys were filming, like, he referred to me as his girlfriend all the time. Like, we just weren't in a public relationship.
Did he ever say why he didn't want to make it public, or like?
Yeah, she texted me the receipts. He blamed the show.
He thinks he'll get fired
Which is
from
a-
the show.
which, by the
He's,
way-
in a relationship with someone who's not in the Bravo sphere.
Which is a great excuse to you who's not in it. You don't know the politics. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, I can't
Help us out.
confirm or deny if I was the person that tweeted that. But second of all,
You know what? It was sort of they didn't have a picture.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Ugh, who knows?
Interesting.
Anyways,
So wait a
whoever
minute,
that
but
is,
the
like
idea
them.
was that if he said he had a girlfriend, he wouldn't be on the show?
Yeah, so this
well,
is-
all of them lie about stuff like that, right?
But this is interesting because this is Mija. Like, the fans know who this girl is. She's actually the one that created that little horse tie that he wore on Watch What Happens Live.
We were talking about that tie. We
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was interesting.
Super cool tie.
He chose that. Yeah.
But he, after pointing out the tie on that What Happens Live episode, said there was nothing going on with him and Amanda. So that's what whirlwind this whole.
Can I just ask, how many reunion episodes are there?
There's one more.
It's like a season of reunions. A reunion is one thing.
Yeah.
A reunion is one night and you're done.
But you need multiple nights to hash out something like
There's
that.
a lot to hash out, Harvey.
3
Get
is
on
not
board.
enough. We need more. We
This
need a whole
person
season.
that supposedly wrote in, get a life.
No, call me. I like you.
Hi, my name's Karlie. I'm in Chicago, and you guys are missing out. Summer House is the best TV I've seen in decades. What I want to know is what Etsy witch West hired to pull all of these women. They're gorgeous, and he doesn't brush his hair. I will never understand.
It's a look. It's a look. It's a look. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hey guys, I'm Chinyere from Atlanta, Georgia. And what I want to talk about is why are people so concerned about who's at Taylor Swift's wedding? Like, why is it any of our business who's at her wedding if she makes up with her friends, if she doesn't? Like, Taylor's happy. She's happy with her fiance. Why must we create drama and division between women? If they can reunite,
She
why
wrote
not?
a song about Karlie Kloss. I mean, she made it public, so why can't, I mean, when we find out that they're inviting Karlie Kloss, there's a political overtone to this that's really interesting. Come on.
That's why.
Yeah. Score one.
By the way, you just ducked out because she was going to ask you what song, and I was like, oh, if he knows which song it is.
Next. One more.
Hi, guys. I'm Nora Christine from Orlando, Florida. And of course, Cassie moved out of the United States. Allegedly, Diddy was blowing up Kid Cudi's car. I would move out of the United States, too. However, Clayton, I know you're trying to get your payday, but you're going after the wrong person. You admit in the text message to Alex Fine that Diddy was the abuser. So why are you going after Cassie?
He did say that. You're right. He did
Clayton
say
is
that.
the man who is suing Cassie. So, yeah.
Coming up.
So everyone knows at the end of the year, you get your Spotify Wrapped list. Well, Uber has their own version. It's their Lost and Found. They keep a running list of all the things passengers have left behind over the last year.
Oh my God.
Be right back.
So everyone knows at the end of the year, you get your Spotify Wrapped list. All the music platforms
Obama
do this.
always.
Right, like what did you listen to?
Yeah.
Well, Uber has their own version. It's their Lost and Found. They keep a running list of all the things passengers have left behind over the last year.
Oh my God.
For instance,
75-gallon fish tank?
I don't know how you do
How
that.
on earth?
Dentures with 2 teeth, child's prosthetic eye, that's sad. A wizard wand, whatever, ankle monitor, that's gonna get someone in trouble.
Oh.
Pelvis implant.
What?
Kitchen faucet, human hair, live fish, and a toboggan. Okay, some of these things people are clearly just trying to leave behind, right?
Yeah, I mean,
they're using Uber as a dumping ground.
I mean, rather than having to pay for a junkyard to do it, you just say, yeah, I got to take my toboggan to 34th Street.
And you just leave it in the car.
The dentures, like
well, that could happen.
See you tomorrow. I forgot. How can that happen?
You're closer to knowing what that's like than I am.
See you tomorrow.